What's up, everyone? Today we are checking out how the city turned a A12 lane highway into a river with greenery. So let's check it out. This was actually recommended from one of you guys on our Discord community. So thank you so much for the video suggestion. If you guys want to suggest videos for me to react to, just check out the link, my Discord link in the description below. Join our Discord where we have conversations. You can suggest videos for me to react to and all other sort of stuff, guys. So join that. Without further ado, let's get on with it and see what we got. I'm guessing by this view here, this is in the Netherlands. I'm not quite sure, but I'm like 80% sure about it. But let's see, let's find out. Let's get it.
And waterways take their place, a city has made this vision a reality by turning a 12-lane highway into a beautiful river with green spaces and bike lanes.
Wow.
Join us as we explore the remarkable journey of Utrecht and
yeah, that's in the Netherlands.
As a shining example of how investing in green infrastructure can yield a multitude of benefits for a metropolitan area. The city is internationally acknowledged as a forward-thinking and wonderfully healthy metropolitan center.
Oh, I mean, bro, the Netherlands has so much green color. It's amazing, bro. Makes it such a unique and, and a beautiful country. So it's actually pretty amazing.
What a car-free, environmentally friendly, and joyful future may potentially look like in your very own area. Utrecht has made exceptional measures to work on the personal satisfaction of its residents, including prohibiting the utilization of vehicles altogether and requiring practically all homes to have somewhere around one bike in their assortment. Since the 1970s, Utrecht,
look at that,
otherwise known as the city representing things to come, has made it a priority to give individuals' well-being and joy a high priority. In the year 2020, the city was able to do something really extraordinary as a result of this commitment. The interruption of an 800-year-old trench was one of the elements that incited a reaction from the local community because of the development of a 12-path motorway that went through the focal point of the city. This incident had a huge influence on the local community, and it led the city to take steps in the right direction by putting the requirements of its residents first. As an immediate consequence of this, they set forward-thinking strategies into impact, which proceeded to act as an illustration for an extraordinary number of different urban communities in the years to come. The Dutch city of Utrecht has made a huge move toward improving the nature of its metropolitan climate by disallowing the utilization of vehicles inside the city's focal business locale. Instead, the streets of the city have been redesigned to incorporate bike lanes, pathways for pedestrians, lovely green areas, and a canal system. In addition to its low levels of traffic.
Oh, no ads, bro. Let's skip it.
The city of Utrecht is home to an amazing number of 316 bus stops dedicated to biodiversity. However, it is crucial to realize that the current condition of the urban landscape in Utrecht was not an uncomplicated feat. In order to make this vision a reality, it took the committed efforts of the local community. During the 1960s, a massive change happened in the metropolitan format of the city, which incorporated the disposal of the memorable waterway framework and the establishment of a 12-path parkway in its stead. This was a part of the metamorphosis. During the process of modernization, the historical value of the waterways was ignored, despite the fact that ships had been navigating those rivers for a significant amount of time. To accomplish the objective of modernizing the city,
has been going on for years and years, honestly, bro.
It was important to dispose of the waterways and fabricate an expressway in their place. This was a prerequisite for achieving the goal. In order to rejuvenate an urban region over the course of a decade, a significant effort was put into demolish a broad 12-lane boulevard and restore a canal to its previous magnificence. This was done with the intention of restoring the waterway's rich historical and cultural value. The canal was reinstated to its former splendor. The extraordinary undertaking is an illuminating demonstration of the transformational power of natural therapies. Since a very long time ago, the local that possesses the northwestern corner of the downtown area of Utrecht has been known for being a bustling place. There are various methods of transportation. However, there is just a restricted measure of room in the district, so land vehicles need to trust that trench vessels will pass before they can continue. Several bridges were built in an effort to alleviate congestion and minimize wait times. Nonetheless, the amount and diversity of traffic continued to expand despite the construction of these bridges. After some time, by the 1960s, vehicle traffic had taken over as the dominant force and consumed every possible inch of space.
That's crazy,
the urban
bro.
center sought
Just
the waterways
insane,
that were
honestly.
utilized less frequently so that it could generate greater space. It was not taken into account that these waterways are significant from a historical standpoint. The objective was to pave the way for a contemporary motorway to be built straight through the middle of the city. In 1968, the canal was emptied and filled with dirt, bringing this idea one step closer to becoming a reality. In order to provide structural support for the upcoming roadway,
Years and
robust
years
poles
of
were driven into
progress,
the
bro.
ground. The old level of the canal was turned into a sturdy foundation made of concrete, and the antiquated bridges were replaced with viaducts made of concrete that are more long-lasting. In 1973, the first motor traffic lanes finally opened after a period of almost 5 years of construction, despite the fact that the majority of the highway was finished by the middle of the 1970s. The end result was not exactly what was envisioned, owing to concerns that slowed its construction. As a consequence of this, the shortest motorway in the Netherlands barely covered a distance of slightly more than 1 kilometer and led to a standard 2-lane road, which rendered it meaningless from the very beginning. The idea of going back to the way things were swiftly brought up for discussion, but the process of really putting it into action didn't start until 2009. The principal thing that should have been done was to close off admittance to the street, and afterward came the destruction of the substantial viaducts.
Just imagine,
and the
bro,
evaluation
getting dirt by dirt. Bro, of course it's gonna need a long time to build all this, man.
of the substantial
Honestly,
floors. In
so
addition
much
to that,
work.
each and every one of the
So
thousand
much
drilled
work to be
poles
done.
was removed. As a direct consequence of this, the building site was immediately submerged in water, which necessitated the delivery of sand to the location in order to restore its previous levels of dryness. The construction of bridges has begun, and the builders have begun selecting areas that give the impression of being lonely and isolated. This has piqued people's excitement about the
that just
prospect
looks
of
amazing.
water returning in the future. Brick walls
Beautiful,
were built
man.
to strengthen the base of the new canal as it took shape during construction. While drivers began to utilize the freshly built bridges, construction workers began removing the temporary soil that had been used during construction. A line of trees was hauled in and planted along one of the canal sites prior to the beginning of the digging phase of the project. It is interesting to note that over 50 years ago, a row of trees, quite identical to the one that is there now, existed in the same spot. After just a short period of time, excavators had once again reached the water table, and water had begun to overwhelm the construction site. This turn of events did not come as a surprise, because other teams were simultaneously positioning concrete components that would designate the boundary between the sea and the land at the same time. It was considerably easier to do this operation before the canal was flooded with water. In spite of this, the excavation process was sped up and an incredible amount of attention was generated by it. Utrecht's inhabitants
honestly, bro.
were
That is
excited
amazing.
to observe their city being taken back to its previous magnificence, and they made a point to savor every single step of the remodeling cycle. The development laborers that were responsible for administering the removal project in the end found different groups that were chipping away at the undertaking. The remaining components for the perimeter had to be erected from the landward side because the canal had already gotten filled with groundwater.
Wow, bro.
The contractors were working under a tight
That
deadline
just looks so
since the
clean.
local
I mean,
officials had committed to restoring the water supply to the population before the year
a lot of work done
2015
here.
came to an end. The last 160 days of the year saw a significant acceleration in the pace of labor. When the new canal was finally connected to the old one, the water levels shot up to the target level almost instantly. On December 18, 2015, the city of Utrecht held a ceremony to inaugurate the canal, officially putting an end to the roughly 900-year-old freeway and returning the waterways to their former beauty. This day was significant in Utrecht's
Look
history,
at that view,
since
man.
it marked the
Look
day
at
the
that.
canal was opened. Utrecht is a splendid illustration of how putting resources into a green foundation can create a large number of advantages for a metropolitan region, going from further developed air quality and general well-being to expanded financial achievement. Utrecht serves as a shining example of how investing in green infrastructure can yield a multitude of benefits for a metropolitan area. In the past few years, Utrecht has continued to make big steps toward lowering carbon emissions and promoting sustainability. In 2018, the city opened the world's biggest bike parking building, which can hold more than 12,000 bikes. The garage was made so that more people would use bikes as their main way to get around and fewer people would use
I actually did a video, I think it's that bicycle car, wow, did I just call it car park? The bicycle parking space, I mean, I think I reacted to that video, I'm not sure. We did react to one parking space, but I'm not sure if it's this exact one. So yeah.
Cars. Also, the city has done a lot to encourage people to use electric cars in public transportation. For example, it has set up free charging spots for electric cars and made the bus network bigger. Utrecht's commitment to sustainability and green infrastructure has not gone unnoticed, as the city has received numerous accolades and awards for its efforts. In 2016, the city was named the most sustainable city in the world by the Dutch Sustainability Organization. Additionally, Utrecht was awarded the European Mobility Week Award in 2019 for its efforts to promote sustainable transportation. Utrecht serves as an excellent example of how cities can prioritize sustainability and green infrastructure to create a healthier and more livable environment for their residents. Through innovative planning initiatives and a commitment to reducing carbon emissions, Utrecht has shown that a more sustainable future is not only possible, but also achievable.
Wow, bro. I mean, honestly, that was really interesting. I'm sorry that, like, the camera just fell on us, you know? That was crazy. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Peace out, guys.